Yeah, absolutely. I think Checkmate is an extremely AR-heavy map for good reason. It's a long map. It's got a lot to it in general, but I think it is important to run at least one sub or two subs within this particular this map. I think that middle plane control, regardless of the hill, is going to be really, really important. And there are a lot of close engagements within this hill in particular that you're going to need to have that sub entry sub. So we are into the game right here, and Polybeans is putting in some work here in the middle of the plane. So we will go ahead and kick it off and get rolling on this Checkmate hardcore.
Yeah, Snoop with a huge three-piece in hill. He does get traded out. For the time being, we are seeing the side of the Sloths taking this early lead as contests do come in by LAG. We have players kind of, in the scrappy P1 hill just trading out, contesting where they can, hoping to prevent any type of point lead here early on in the match. What the biggest, takeaway for me, if the Sloths seem to be a more AR dominant layout of teams, is if they're going to be getting those early rotations. And as we say that, they actually do not have the better spawns for P2. As they get into P2, LAG, the early lead and spawn control is the second hill.
Yeah, the second hill is tight as of right now. This is good spawns on the side of LAG, and it looks like they're holding it down really well. We see Snoop go down to best in the game, and Muffin ultimately goes down to King Kunta. But it is huge on the side of LAG to be over here these spawns. But as you can see on that backside, they're really fighting for spawn control. And it looks like they're actually going to be able to flip these out, and we are having a full spawn out from LAG, and this point's going to go the way of Seattle Sloths for the rest of the time here.
Yeah, and if you see King Kunta number 3 on your map, he did do a great job of slowly going towards the bottom side of the map, and basically showing that he stayed alive as long as possible, basically coming around the outside of that mini map, and so he was able to stay alive and really play for his team. And as they do that, they get the remaining 20 seconds on the map. So just like that, we see a very consistent back and forth here as the points, the early lead. LAG, we do have the early hold here with LAG on this P3. Contest trades do come. It's basically just individually stacking and pushing this hill and getting traded out. Number 3 in your map versus 8 with that game, and it looks like, if I'm not, we'll take it out. And so trades again coming through. Players now Seattle Sloths spawning in the side, and GM should anticipate that. They know that they're kind of pushed out first. Expect the pushes to start surging in from the two side. With 15 seconds here on the clock, you'd anticipate that teams will start setting aside. The spawns and they are going to LAG heading into P4. It's 5 in your map. Key interaction here with number 1, Snoop able to get out of the way, as it looks like they had a team LAG with the early
Yeah, something to note here that I'm kind of noticing within this gameplay is LAG is significantly slower than Seattle. They're playing a little bit more methodical. They're trying to feel things out. It could be for a variety of reasons, but I did notice that. I thought that was pretty interesting. That they do seem to be playing a little bit slower, but they are able to hold down this hill time here, regardless of a couple of trades there. We do have one slide in, and Karma's able to get the kill onto Snoop and is able to hold hill time, but there is a contest on hill. Slides through and is able to take out Pharma on hill. It looks like we are going back and forth on this P4 hill, but it does look like LAG is going to chalk this hill and hopefully rotate back. But we see number 8 and Wolfpack still contesting over on this side, and is able to get a couple of kills off of there. So it's going to be a 4 down in favor of LAG, and they're able to set up for this next hill really well and spawn Seattle Sloths all the way out.
Yeah, and I think the reason they did that is because Farmer did get a 2-piece there heading into the rotation, and so I think he realized that if there's one person on the hill and we have Muffin back towards P5 in the back of the spawn, chances are we're going to be getting spawns once we get this contested. Right now, 7 really makes the best in the game, is allowing players 5 and 6 to spawn back there. Number 2 does pick up flank. Polybeams does take out player number 7, and let's see if players are going to be spawning there. LAG still does maintain these spawns as players for the Seattle Sloths push up this front side of the hill. Really, majority of this time went the way of LAG. It looks like the exception of these last 15 seconds, as Wolfpack is going to be setting up for this P1 hill here. Hmm. Right.
For the majority of that hill, if you can pick up some time, that's definitely going to be a benefit to you.
Yeah, because we do anticipate that to be a bit scrappy, right? How close quarters it is, especially for two teams that seem pretty consistent in their roles right now. And so if you have a sub-dominant kind of close combat interactions going on, you'd anticipate that kind of those gunfights are going to be pretty consistent at the time. And, as we say that, we do see the game on our side. So we have the LAG now with a lead up by nearly 60 points heading into this P2 side, the second round of P2. They do have the anchoring on the side of Muffin. Looks like he's in the great job in the building. LAG stacking on the hill at this point. Players of Seattle Sloths. Number 2, the last alive to make something happen here on this blue side of Tetris. Really trying to play right to the 35 seconds left on the hill. We have 3 players for the side of Seattle Sloths in front of the hill. Really trying to get those choke points and get their trades. Farmer going huge to hold them off. He's had to reload. Unfortunately, it gets taken out. And so the contest coming through, but really, with 20 seconds left, that's another 20 seconds on this hill. It looks like they're going to be in the scrap as well. So we look like we're going to be in a 170 to 92 situation with LAG in the lead.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really the best move on the side of Seattle. You really need to be setting up for that next hill. You've tried a couple of breaks. Anytime on it. Getting these trades, so we need to be setting up for this next hill. On the benefit side of Seattle is they look like they're able to do that with their spawns, but as you can see down on the left-hand side, they are trying to flip out. LAG is able to flip those spawns, and it's going to be coming in, and it looks like Seattle's not even seeing it coming. They're starting to flip around now, but they were anticipating that original spawn to continue, but Pharma's able to come in and come in big with a triple, a huge triple.
Fort Sadman, I just want you guys to real quick, I apologize, we were muted. We had to take the screen away, bring it to face cam, just let people know, and apologize to all the viewers. Sorry about that.
Right, and as we head back into this match, LAG, after this P0 rotation, we are seeing a close to the 200 point gap, 200 point for the side of LAG, so we have about an 80-point lead as we head into this P4. And we do want to say, I apologize for the earlier face cams sailing here for the rest of this map, as with 40 seconds left to go. I kind of want to get your opinion as to what Seattle Sloths needs to do here to really, regain, and at this point they'd have to play perfect odd really to get that.
Yeah, here's the thing. They need to contest for a few seconds here, and they're able to get a couple of seconds off of the hill here. They cannot win off this hill now. They need to recognize that and leave this hill. Chalk it up. You need to rotate to next. You need to get to the next hill. They're pushing for the time to get that scrap time, but the really important thing is setting up for next, and they're unable to do that. As you can see, LAG is rotating back. They're finding that next hill, and Seattle was preoccupied with getting that hill. But in reality, LAG can't win off of that, so we need to be thinking ahead and really moving toward those next ones. As you can see, the big difference makers here are going to be Wolfpack, Best of Game, and Pharma, all putting up 23 plus kills and around 20 or less deaths. They are really slaying out. They've got hill time. Pharma has 2 minutes and 5 seconds, and LAG is ultimately going to win this match. And they were just on top of their rotations, figuring it out, really getting around, and keeping that next hill in mind while still maintaining the current hill.
Yeah, and to your point, you know, the contest late in that P4 wasn't maybe the best play for them. I think there was some tunnel vision going on there, Rash, because LAG did have an opportunity to win just on that
Mr.
P4
Chatman
map.
himself. It looks like they're going to be rolling on a B hit here. And we got a couple stacked, maybe one mid, one B. But number 8 there, Soup, is going to be met with a couple of people and actually goes down to Pharma. So this street side is really going to open up. And Poly Beams goes down too. So this B bomb just opened wide open. So we're going to see a rotation from King Kuta and Psalm over to that B bomb. They recognize the 2 players are down, and we're actually going to see the bomb go down.
And that's such a commanding intro play, right? You don't see players as frequently, you know, in comparison to the A-bomb. But to do it first round, they came out swinging. They got to get a little bit of a late rotation there on the defensive side to retake the B, but really with a commanding 4-0 life cap from a round 1 offensive win. That's huge. And again, that's by the side of LAG. So again, the pacing may be still in their favor as we're heading to the second map. We're again on to the side of Wolfpack, as you can see that there are 3 players heading to this A-bomb to defend. One is going to be just shadowing outside of this SC side. As we do see players pushing up the side of where it's really slow, honestly, in this push here for the offensive side, really just playing their trades in their life. Wolf does not check the corners, and the statue gets taken out. King Kuta knows there's one by the brick side, flies out, tries to get the timing, he does not, and backs up just to play their life, because right now it is a 3-2 life. Wow, I thought that he was going to miss that jump, but he does pick it up. King Kuta continuing to set the pace here for this round 2. 3-1 up the side. Muffin forced to be in a 1v3 clutch situation. Does not necessarily know that there are players coming in. Hey, I think that he does now that he drops. So Seattle Sloth do take this one. This is 1-1, and again, to put a team in a 1v3 situation and force them to really play on their heels, I feel like a round 2 like this is something that they is going to help them maybe switch up some of this momentum and really get back into this game here.
Yeah, and can we just take a minute for 2 great attacking rounds back to back? How often do we see these great attacking rounds? These teams are going at it. And you see King Kuta and Polybeams with those kills, and Snoop as well, that are really transitioning and helping Seattle Sloths there. They set up really well. But as we see, this is going to be an A hit from LAG, a little bit different from map 1. And as you can see, Polybeams and Psalm are both kind of lingering on that B side, a little bit of hesitation knowing that they went there last time. But it looks like we're going to have an interaction here. Polybeams gets hit by a few, throws out a stun, able to connect, but does not connect on the Semtex. And we do see Muffin rotate back outside to Glow, picks up the information about Polybeams, but unable to actually get any shots to register. But we see a couple of trades going in on the A bomb site. And we're on board with Muffin right now, trying to find a kill. King Kuta here over on A-Bomb, able to pick up Wolfpack Gaming, and the bomb is down. I don't think he recognizes the bomb is down, but Best in Game is pushing through, and Seattle is able to take him out. This is a 3-1 life count in favor of Seattle as of now. King Kuta searching around. Muffin is over by B-Bomb, nowhere near that down bomb, and is looking for kills, looking for picks, looking to make this a little bit more even, and he's going to run straight into 2 players here, but is able to pick off 1. That information gives him away, and on the outside, Muffin able to pick up 2, and unable to convert on the flick. He was so unbelievably close to making that happen. He flicked on a dime, but the kills go the way of Seattle Sloths. The defense round, and that's back-to-back from Seattle Sloths.
We are seeing this is like Muffin in his prime, right? He is mad. His team put him in a 1v3 situation 2 rounds in a row. But, staying composed and getting 2, and unfortunately that trade came through so quickly that he wasn't able to pick up the 3rd. So heading into a round 4 here, Sloths are going to be up 2-1. As we are on board with Wolf, the side of LAG, we do see this split that we see a lot of teams opt to do. There's 2 players going mid, 2 going A. You anticipate one's going to be going up this Esky side, number 1, and Wolfpack does just that. There are 3 players on the side of Seattle Sloths kind of teasing into this this A push, kind of watching their flanks as they go. Number 8, just looking for as much information as he can. 8 Snoop, seeing if he can catch a player on rotation, as it looks like the players of LAG are opting to rotate, as Paulie does the stay behind, kind of to give some more information, maybe trick the A plant.
That's
the A
genius.
Push.
Those shots came in, and every single arrow on the side of A-bomb looked directly, and they still are. You can still see them. They're all thinking this A push is coming through, but now that they recognize that bomb's down, they're rushing toward B bomb.
Yeah, and Muffin was able to catch one off that cross, and it looks like, you know, number 7, King Kuta, is just playing a little bit of a slow push here to make sure his team catches up with him. Number 1 on the hunt, Wolfpack is looking for this player who shadows towards B bomb. I think with the player being killed on that B side, they'd anticipate that there was a rotation that came through. Does get taken out by number 7, and just like that, again, another 1v3 situation.
This bomb's gotta go down.
Yeah, they have to do it. And
this bomb has to go down.
Has all the information he needs. Saw one jump in the window. He knows that likely a player is planting, as we do see that. They're all stacked in, and Seattle Sloths does manage to close it out. And just like that, I mean, these last 3 rounds are the rounds that they won. It came down to putting Sloths in that 1v3 situation. I mean, LAG, yeah. I'm sorry, in that 1v3 situation.
Yeah, that I saw it in the chat. I totally agree. If he were able to get that pick off of the bomb planter there, that round turns from a 3-1 to a 2-1 in life count, but it goes in the favor of LAG if he's managing to get that planter. So great ideas on the side of LAG, but unable to execute, unfortunately. But we will see another A-bomb push, and it looks like we're going to be man for man here. We've got 2 in the mid and then 3 over on A-bomb for both teams. So we are kind of stacked over here in Eski's Wolfpack. Goes down to Psalm, and Pharma is coming up on brick side. Unable to connect on the shot. Snoop waits him out and able to jump out and get it. And that is a quick round over to Seattle Sloths. That's 4 in a row. They have not lost a single round since that first round. They are hitting their stride. They are making the decisions that they need to be making, and they're connecting with each other to figure out what's going to work for their positions.
Yeah, absolutely. These are those momentum shifting rounds. Right now, you'd hope that LAG maybe isn't getting into their head so much. They just need to play their game, get the not reverse sweep necessarily, but get these next few rounds under their belt and really just play one round at a time. As Snoop is hoping to continue to punish LAG here, as he does so well in these ace lobbies against me. That sub-dominant player always pieces me. I'm not afraid to give him that credit that he so truly deserves. His players here are pushing up the street side. We do see best in the game doesn't get the first blood in the King Kunta, as Muffin is hoping to continue to help his teammate as players are rotating. It looks like Paulie only again is playing for this information on this A side, as it looks like the slow setup and pushes. Number 4 and number 8 should be in an interaction here pretty soon. Players actually are rotating. Best in game does get 5 and Paulie, and still there's people on this map as Snoop does get pinched, and LAG just like that do very well in their rotations and anticipating where some of these pushes will come through. And it's not often that you see gunfights here in this doggy door, this rat window, as a lot of people are calling it. But you know, they do what they had to do to close it out.
Magnums TV with the 20 tier 1 gifted subs. Thank you very much. What a generous gift set there for these great matches going on here. One thing I did notice that was super interesting on the side of LAG is they sped it up on the defensive side. They recognize that Seattle's sitting back and, you know, playing for that original pick and trying to get that bomb down. So LAG said, you know what, we're gonna go as fast as we can, and we're gonna play quick, and we're gonna catch them off guard. And they did just that. As we're gonna be on board with King Kuta here, looking for some sort of information. He does see that we do have one player jumping on top of that brick side there, and is waiting for him to peek a little bit. Pharma jumps down and is able to take him out, and Snoop is last alive. We had all of the trades go in the favor of LAG, and it is a 4v1. Snoop able to pick one up, but does not recognize that there are a couple players behind him, and they're able to pick him off. Ooh. So, unfortunately, that does not land in the favor of Snoop, but we are seeing that really, really even match that we mentioned before.
This round 8 that we're correct is Magnum's redeemed. So I think we need to get that on camera next in between
I
matches.
agree.
Is that correct?
Yeah, if we
I
can
think
get
that's what people want to see here. Thank you, Mags. Do appreciate you. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. I'm excited to see Shio do push-ups. Is Chad excited to see Shio do push-ups?
I can't wait for it either. The good part is we've got a lot of game, and we also have this doing the push-ups. So we're going to be on board here with LAG, and we're going to flop over to Seattle Sloths, and it looks like it's going to be an interaction here on this A-bomb. So what do you think is going to make the biggest difference here in this particular round?
I think that these opening kills certainly huge round for them to win this split. They want to maintain this 2-round lead as they head in, as just like that. It's a 1v1 situation. We have the sub of I believe Muffin has a sub in hand where he got his 2-piece earlier against Beams. For that sake, the advantageous position going the way of Pauly Beams is actually Muffin does as well have an AR. I think at least the information there for Pauly, he knows that Muffin is weak. Bomb is still down on A, and Pauly is picking it up now, and so we do see this rotation coming through. And for anyone who does not know, the other players do not see that the bomb has just been picked up, and as they are interacting, Pauly with a sub in his back pocket is able to pick up that 1v1 and closes out round 8. And Seattle Sloths up 5-3. That is a huge win. They only need one more round. LAG needs 3. Both teams know where they stand in that situation, and so with your LAG 1 round at a time, gain those wins. If you're Sloths, don't take your foot off the gas by any means, but they do have some leeway here as we move forwards to this round 9.
Yeah, Pauly Beams is the playmaker right now in Seattle Sloths, sitting at 8-4. He's going to be rushing through this mid lane to see if he can't find a pick. And it looks like this left-hand side of the map is going to be fairly open for the side of Seattle Sloths. So we may see a good rotation here, but Wolfpack pushing into...
How close they are.
Oh, they are right on top of each other. Wolfpack able to get the kill with the Mulatto, may I add, a new weapon that's being added into the meta here. So glad to see that tonight. But Wolfpack is going to get the bomb down and is looking for a pick here, looking to see if he can't get any information he can. But something to note here, we can see that both Pauly Beans and Soup are full flanking right now. Unable to get the kill. We are down to a 4v1 with Pauly Beams. Can he finish it off? The man of the hour. He's got some time. Not much time, but can he make anything happen?
I was waiting to see if the trades come through before I said anything, but yeah, that's such a tough, situation with a bomb defused to go through as well. I think the critical play here for me was Muffin and I believe there was one other AR that was backstairs of them recognizing the flank coming through. They hadn't seen all of the players of Sloths up until that point, so they anticipated it's been pretty long since we've planted. Let's turn around and check our flanks. And just as Muffin does that, he is able to pick up one. We head into this round 10. We see Wolfpack Gaming 5-5 of his own on a 2-kill streak with the A players stacking, both teams stacking this A bomb, as both teams also elect to put one on this B side of street, one globe and one window. And so I anticipate that interaction may actually be our first blood situation here, as a player does push up 2 bricks. No, we do have a player best in game taking out Sam early on in this push. We have a 3 versus 4 situation with the bomb being picked up by Pauly Beams, and they have pushed up now into this kind of elbow side of this P3 hill, if you will. There's a huge flank for Muffin coming through, and Muffin doesn't manage to get one. Other player, Pauly, turns around, knows that there's a player there, and there is a pinch coming through. It seems like it looks like one player of LA unfortunately did disconnect from this map, it seems like. Muffin does pick up another one in an elbow, and it looks like we are in a 1 versus 3 situation. Snoop really has his work cut out for him here, as he is trying to catch one of these players off guard here, as he does one in the left corner, not able to pick it up, and we are going to a round 11, it looks like, and I'm not sure what the call here is going to be for the player who just mentioned. I believe that they are going to try to get them back into this game as soon as possible.
Yeah, so we're going to be on the side of LAG, and we do recognize that it says 0-0 at the top, but please understand it. The score is actually S3W5. This is round 11. So we're going to see a split push from LAG. They're going to stack 1 mid, 1 B, 2 A. A pretty stereotypical play here, but it looks like it's going to be an A hit on the side of Seattle Sloths, and they are pushing in rapidly. Pharma, able to get that first blood. Wolfpack, able to get one as well. King Kuta picks one up. We're on a 3v2 right now. Bomb comes out. King Kuta able to get the kill. Poly Beams pushes through Eskies, and we've got one player on LAG over toward A bomb site while the other is rotating. So we're going to see an interaction. King Kuta able to get the kill, and they're going in the favor of Seattle Sloths right now. It is a 2v1. The bomb is in the hand of Seattle Sloths.
Perfectly.
And Muffin is pushing in through the backside here, hoping to find some sort of information. Able to get one. King Kuta goes down, and it's going to be a 1v1 with Muffin and King Kuta.
He's decided to plant. I was worried that he was going this push. Now he is planting, and you know Muffin is all the way at B, and right now the pacing is thrown off so completely that neither of these players, maybe with the exception of Seven that knows this player is at A, you know, King Kuta does not have any idea where this player is going to be pushing from. He's really hoping that the sub in hand is going to give him the advantage over Muffin with the AR. If he knows that he's using the AR, as right now it looks like does he have a scent of his trail here? He does like to go to the right, and it might be, you know, difficult here to win a gunfight against an AR in this cross. King Kuta, the timing is ridiculous. Oh god, as both players just chasing each other, this point decides to jump off the bomb. Is he going to strike the bomb? He jumped off. No, and ring around the road to go as the player number 4. He's
to be able to get it,
and it's
Seattle Sloths finishes it.
Seattle Sloths pick up the round 11, and they go up 1-1 here in the series for both teams. Oh my gosh, they're timing back and forth on that.
Oh, could you imagine if he stuck that? If he stuck that, I think he had it. I don't think King Kuta was making the rotation enough to really get around to get him in time. I don't think he anticipated it. He was waiting out the, the second.
With the pacing that they showed in the hard point, if they are the respawn team that we expected that they will be here in the series, then I imagine that they will take this control. But I mean, we'll see as we jump on with King Kuta here, the side of Seattle Sloths. On the offensive side to start, he is, the first to push up on this B side. This A side. Pharma takes out 2 huge ones in Tom, and so it looks like stopping the push for now as Polybeams does manage to stick one. It looks like he's going to be traded out here soon as he continues to go on his tear, and that's 3 players now down on the side of LAG. And so that right now the tides have certainly turned and flipped as the momentum that coming off of that round 11 do seem to be working in the favor of Seattle Sloths. 3 players now stacked on the hill, and they did manage to get a tick come through, a tick and a half down progress. Players still going down on the side of LAG. That's 2 ticks now as no players are electing to push this out. Number 7 does do his job. Contesting doesn't get ticket as well. Wow, really early and quick a secure side the Seattle Sloths, and that lead is going to be huge for them now as they are also up in the life count 25-22.
Yeah, I think getting that A point is a pretty typical rotation just for about any control at this kind of level here. But I think the really big thing to note here is Seattle is up 4 lives. Be huge for them on the attacking side, because when you're attacking that A point, you're often not coming out ahead on the live count. So to be ahead in life count, rotating to this B side is going to be really big for Seattle. And it looks like Wolfpack is getting some shots in. We've got a 3-stack kind of on this bottom side, and all of the kills are going in the favor of LAG once Polybeams is able to pick up 2 and wipes out a few, but we're seeing kind of a late push here from Seattle Sloths, but a really good hold from LAG, able to cut down that life count quite a bit.
Yeah, and just like you see that with your players, it looks like this B push here from the mansion side. There's really only 1 player watching the process as 2 go down on the side of LAG. And number 4 and 5 here's a huge gunfight here. The corner number 4 is taken out by Muffin. So as players come to spawn, they really just have to start getting, changing their strategies as Muffin. Kill streak himself, number 5 kill streak, all on the objective. So a lot of those points really work in his favor here. He's halfway here to the artillery. So if he can just stay alive here, get a few more as we head into round 2 of this map, we anticipate that some of those streaks may be coming in later in the round. as we say that, people really trying to stay alive. It seems like the pacing of the game has slowed down. There's 20 seconds left in the hill. We do see players hitting this hill. Really 9 to 10. The early life count and that early spot here really does seem to switch in the favor of LAG, as there are only 20 seconds of this round and no players really close in this test. And as players start to fly in, there really does seem to be more of a coordinated attempt to get this last push. And as two players are stacking, they are getting taken out, unfortunately, pretty quickly by a player in both cut and money. The 5 to 7 here now is trades are coming through. Players starting to fly into the hill and are getting taken out. So there is a chance here still for Sloths to get this, as there is one player left now. It really does seem like this isn't gonna go well for Seattle Sloths, as I lose my things start to collapse. But early round win, the defensive round win, which I think that we anticipated. The meta to be is that the offensive rounds are much easier on this map, especially to win, and so I think that kind of worked out as we anticipated. But that early lead was certainly in favor of the Seattle Sloths there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think on the side of Seattle Sloths, we really need to see some improvement on the side of the help for Pauly Beams. Pauly Beams is 10-3. He is absolutely slaying right now, but he needs the help and support from his team, and hopefully we'll be able to see that within this first rotation here. So Pauly Beams pushing through mid, recognizes that we got a couple of players here on the A site, and is going to jump into the contest. He recognizes that the other players jumped up because that bar is going down. So Pauly Beams is recognizing that someone's gotten off hill, so the time's going down. Saw him able to pick up a kill, and it looks like we're gonna have a calculated rotation from LAG to go over and take this B point, which is an excellent decision, because as you can see, everybody on the side of Seattle Sloths is over on the A-bomb or in money, and Muffin has money on the lock right now. Snoop trying to get some picks here wherever he can, but this B site is ticking and ticking and ticking. They are getting closer and closer to a full cap here, and Seattle Sloths is just gonna, and they're able to contest for a second, able to get one of the kills, but unable to convert, and it looks, and they are able to get it actually. So we won't see a full B capture, but they are able to recognize that and rotate over to A side and start to get some ticks over on A, and hopefully kind of get a little bit of mix here. But we do see the lives remaining are about even on both sides. They actually are even on both sides. So Pauly Beams getting a little bit more help from the team on this side, and it's definitely helping the side of Seattle Sloths.
A little bit of more help from their friends, if you will, as the life advantage is even as that first A hill does tick and get secured. And so right now with 2 ticks and the life's about even, LAG is in a great position now with 2 minutes left to slow things down, really work on getting these kills worked out, and really get the advantage in the life difference in their favor, as right now they're only -3 in the life count. And so I think that there's still opportunity for them here to regain, get the kills and the intros that they need to in the pushes. And unfortunately, that push is shut down, as 3 players on the side of this Seattle of LAG do go down, as trades are coming in here now. It is 16 to 13 from the defending side, as Seattle Sloths are continuing to hold down this hill. Players being a nuisance here. Pharma really using these bottom stairs of basketball, working on these spawn traps. It looks like the player doesn't know that he's there, and he anticipates the push downstairs. Saw him taken out. Pauly as well by Muffin in this kitchen area, and back and forth we go, as 13 to 10 the life count. And we can see the streak come in from, I believe it was who was that? Pauly? Did Pauly put down a cruise just then?
Yeah, it looks to be Pauly that did put down that cruise, but we are seeing a contest come in here, and King Kuta able to jump on and get a little bit of time on the contest, but this is just 1 tick for LAG. All they need is maybe a couple of seconds, but Pauly Beams able to pick up a few really key kills there, sitting at 16 and 6 to really delay that attack from the side of LAG. So they're able to push him back, able to hold things down, and we do see number 1 Snoop over there causing a little bit of chaos, hoping to delay the push a little bit more. Pauly Beams jumping down to Muffin. King Kuta sitting inside the Tiki Hut there, and does get some shots into him, but able to escape unscathed here. And It looks like Wolfpack Gaming is the last alive on the side of LAG with 25 seconds left. Needs to make something happen. And Seattle Sloths is able to convert the last kill there, and it's going to be a 1-1 knotted tie here between Seattle and LAG.
And just like this, we're starting to look forward to a potential round 5. With that round win coming in favor of the Sloths here, we do see a 4 life advantage in the side of LAG. So, as we look forward, if anyone hasn't joined us before, hasn't played COD competitive, that round 5, when it is a 2-2 tie, that defensive side does go in favor of the team that has the most kills. And so right now, that is going to be LAG, as we do see a neck and neck back and forth combat going down here, as both defensive wins coming out of that. The both defensive round wins are coming through, so we anticipate that the defending team in that round 5 should be winning that round. So we see if those life counts do continue to work in the favor of LAG, as 2 players for the side of LAG do go down to those intro first blood Snoop, trying to work this B side of this B side point early on in the round. Earlier, they elect to get the A side as 2 players go down on the side of LAG and make that 3. So right now, you anticipate the players are going to be pushing out the spawns as Muffin, trying to stay alive, gets taken out as well. Players know that this team's going to be spawning Laundry and Pillar side, as all of Seattle Sloths are starting to stack on this B point. And it looks like we may be seeing something like players start to fly out of basketball, and no, it gets shut down. So 1.5 ticks getting D-ticked now to just the one on B side. It looks like this back and forth scrappy plays are coming through, as the life advantage on the side of the Seattle Sloths up by 6 kills now, as they are attacking. And so they really need to transition that life advantages into some point control here, as they are contesting both points. And you'd anticipate that LAG would say, you know what, A is clearly chalked, get our defensive side of B locked down. We only have 17 lives as compared to their 22 in our back pocket. We need to be playing coordinated on these pushes. And just so we say that, the entire side of the Seattle Sloths does elect to push through, as Wolf does pick up the 2-piece and anticipates that flank. And right now you see number 8 on your screen pushing through the spawn traps and does manage to pick up 1. Number 3 still being a nuisance over here, Pauly of the ring side of Raid, in that A side control point. As players dropping back and forth, this really, scrappy trading of players. Everybody on the side of Seattle Sloths again electing to hit this flank. Information coming out, trades coming through. They are able to pick up 1. King Kuti is able to pick up 1, as Pauly does get the trade on the Wolf. This split here coming off spawn with number 2 is going to be interesting to see if players elect to continue to look at this mid side. Number 8 does. Huge gunfight going the way of best in game in that mid position to get some more control back. And 3 dead again for the side of Seattle Sloths. LAG really holding down their lanes and really knowing that as these players come with spawns, these kills are huge. As number 4, Sam onto Muffin. An insane gunfight going in his favor. Players continue to push up this lower mansion side. Again, back and forth, this scrappy trading situation. 3 dead now on the side of LAG, as I'm going to pass it over to Hart, because I am completely taking over and losing composure here. To move over.
No, yeah, absolutely. So we see the side of Seattle Sloths unable to convert on the second tick there, and LAG is maintaining these spawns. They were down quite a bit on the live side, but as we see, we got a couple of kills coming in from Seattle, and they are pushing together. They're pushing as a squad, maybe 1 or 2 stragglers here or there, but they really are trying to make a calculated push into this hill. But just as I say that, they're kind of splitting. They're unable to find the trades that they need to make this happen. And it looks like Seattle, with no spawns remaining, is trying to make their final push here. Does get 1 kill, but unable to jump onto the hill in time. And it looks like LAG is going to take this round as well. So a lot going on there. A lot of trades back and forth. This has been a pretty interesting map so far. As we mentioned before, defense is obviously the easier side to in these circumstances, but neither of these offenses are really struggling at making this a potential win. It's just converting in those late seconds.
Right, and it's so difficult to know that you can trust. Maybe again, who knows if there's some miscommunication here with subs, and what I am liking though out of defensive rounds is, like you said, knowing that maybe with as many lives and time that are left on this clock, you know that maybe there's 1 or 2 pushes left that are coming through, and to really hold strong the lanes that you are assigned to kind of watch those pushes. And as we say that, we're on board with Pharma and LAG are getting this early time control. They got 1 tick into A, as it looks like players have gotten taken out and are pushing up. As it looks like Pharma isn't trying to anticipate a flank here. He does see one in his back jungle spawn, and that is going to be number 1 in the stream is Snoop, as Snoop loses a key gunfight in that spawn trap. But it looks like, as we say that, players of Seattle Sloth are set up for this A control.
Pauly Beams with the beams out of laundry. He picked that head from nowhere.
He continues to do it on a
tear. 30 and 11 on a 3 streak, holding down this A site all alone. He's able to keep them off of that, but LAG is able to get the necessary kills to get them over to B side. They are gathering time on this B hill. Pauly Beams recognizes that. He thinks, I gotta get over here and I gotta start making something happen. Able to pick one up. Muffin gets the kill out of top money, and as you can see, most of Seattle has kind of determined, we really need to focus on this A point, but they don't recognize that there's only one player on this A point. LAG's taking advantage of this, and we've got one rotating over to B side, and it's going to try and get this time on the B hill while that A hill's going down. So we're going to see a split push here and an interaction between King Kunta and Muffin. King Kunta able to get a little bit of a stun in, but unable to convert, and the B site goes straight. Wow, what a hold from LAG. Snoop goes big with a 3-piece in mid-map and is able to help out from the Zig side, even though B site goes down. This A site is still open, but Snoop with those big kills, they're able to convert, and it's 16 to 11 in live count right now, leading in the favor of Seattle Sloths.
And I do want to say that with that 7 streak that came in, Snoop was able to get his artillery, and so right now they are up in lives. And so if they do end up converting and getting this defense, we'd anticipate that artillery will come through in a crucial round 5 situation. But as we transition to these last few minutes of this round, a minute left, the side of Seattle Sloths are up 6 lives. They were down 5 lives heading into this round. So if they can, continue to slay out and convert a win in this defensive round, we are likely to see this round 5 control. As we said, this is such a back and forth, tight, close challenge. I'm fumbling words because King Kunta is continuing to go off. And
Seattle Sloths has 3 players over 30 kills right now. They are absolutely slaying out on the top side of their team, and they're able to get the necessary kills to keep this map going, and they ultimately have a staggering life advantage, 11-1 at the end there. It was back and forth, and then we see Seattle clutch up in the top 3 players there with 3 different 30-plus elim rounds so far total. They've got 1 more round to play here, so I expect to see maybe 1 or 2 40 bombs within this map alone. What do we think?
Yeah, and I mean, that was huge, right? They needed to... Now, every single defensive round in this map has been the round that has won. The team that's been on defense has won their defensive round all 4 rounds in a row. And so if we're keeping this trend up, especially the Sloths getting the momentum that they need here to really continue to go off, he has that streak in his back pocket to use if he wants to.
This pinch is excellent from Seattle.
This pinch is going through, and right now we do see that Snoop is trying to use his streak, did not come through yet, and so he's trying to get a spawn trap there. It seems like the players to contest this A side. Trades going back and forth. Sam, really with that AR is so tough to get those kills. King Kunta 2 of his own, so 3 dead now of LAG. You anticipate Sloths are going to have an idea that these players may be trying to rotate to this B side, and they do just do that. As King Kunta gets 1 and gets taken out in Tiki, and so now 3 players likely stacking this B point from the side of LAG. As we see, obviously, players rotating and flooding these points. Seattle Sloths doing what they can to retake. As we really, again, we're seeing such a back and forth gameplay here this round 5.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen LAG really run that 3-stack. They probably could have gotten that second tick in had they have 3-stacked a little bit earlier. I think another thing to note here is LAG was, because of that pinch from Seattle, was actually spawning on water side. Number 2, which was King Kunta, had pushed up too far on that backside, so it pushed LAG all the way out to water steps spawning. I would have liked to have seen them rotate to that B side a little bit earlier. I believe they probably could have capped that by now had they made that early rotation with everyone from Seattle on A-bomb. But as we can see, LAG spawning in the back. We've got Seattle staggering where their players are located, and they're able to pick up a couple of kills here. But we do have a team kill coming from Pharma onto Wolfpack, which is going to drop them 1 life here. Polybeams pushing through the backside here. Again, I think this pinch is ultimately, if he can get some kills here, is going to lead to some spawns on the other side. So this full pinch may not be the best for the spawns when it comes to Seattle Sloths.
He needed to grab one of those kills. Unfortunately, did not through. He spent so much time in that back spawn trying to spawn trap and didn't end up turning that into any kills, unfortunately. And so right now, I mean, the benefit from that really is you're able to come spawns, get a fresh life. They've given you a free rotation back to your side, and you can kind of set up now as the 2v2 right here, as that interaction is very back and forth as trades are coming through. And it looks like players, as long as player down in money as number 5 really going off huge. Muffin, he needs to be traded out. Number 3 is that, and right now they can reset up their lanes and get in the mindset of, okay, we can anticipate 2 more pieces of players as only 6 lives now remaining for the side of LAG, and make that 5 as kills coming from the kitchen side. We have one more push coming through, 7-5 here with 30 seconds left on Hill. You anticipate at this point it would come down to lives, as no more lives and spawns remaining for the side of LAG. They only have 4 left to go, and it looks like Wolfpack also being taken out, and it's 7-3, the side of Seattle Sloths going off. All they have to do at this point is get their lanes locked down. They have 2 players left. Number 2 electing to push out King. Huge sub interaction gets taken out by Muffin. That is an insane shot punch coming through by Muffin. Saw him last alive here, unfortunately, in a 1 versus 4 situation. Yeah, he does get taken out. So Sloths, wow, man, able to clutch it up and win that defensive round again. Each defensive round won, so maybe that was as much of a surprise as maybe earlier in the map. But man, these defensive rounds are huge for both these teams.
Yeah, that 3-0 that we got promised from Muffin is to keep winning. So
Yeah,
we all know where my heart lies. Phase up, baby. But we're going to be on board with Wolfpack Gaming. It looks like Seattle's going to have the non-favorable spawns when it comes to this hill. And LAG is going to stack 1 over on that favorable side. And the trades go through, but it does look like it's going to be in favor of LAG on this P1. There's not much contest up to that spawn point will be coming through as Seattle takes over the hill.
Yeah, in Seattle, with the early kind of push and control, they were able to get up there to kind of get that momentum and that positioning set up. And this is kind of what I was talking about. So the early setup is going to go the way of Seattle, as Seattle really just trying to stay alive, and they know that at some point they have to push out these spawns sooner rather than later. Snoop doing just that for the side of LAG. As the time going inside of Muffin, it looks like players really are electing to set up heavy in these spawns. As players line up for Muffin, and Muffin only gets 1, as it looks like King of trading out the other one for him. And like we said that, as we said that this first hill could be scrappy, it could not. This series, it looks like it wasn't very scrappy at all. 40 or 38 of the first few seconds of
Polybeams with a couple of big ones in the middle. Yeah, he's able to come in and flank from that side and pick up a couple. And it's going to be in the favor of LAG. We did mention before you can get 20, 25, but Seattle picks up 38 on that first hill. That's a lot for that first hill.
Yeah, and just to clarify, Seattle Sloths, the teams are flipped, so we are seeing LAG is actually the Seattle Sloths on our side, and so the we are going to call it kind of as we see it, and hopefully we remember which teams are which, and so it looks like obviously the Seattle Sloths are ahead now up by 10 points. We head into this P2 side contest are coming through. And players kind of dropping as this P3 early rotation is going to be the side of LAG as we rotate into this P3. Players are coming out of this temple spawn for the Seattle Sloths, and this this early break of this hill is crucial. And as gunfights come down, it looks like the Seattle Sloths are going to have the early control of the hill, and players are getting this time, crucial time for them. The trades and unfortunate team kills are coming through the side of the of LAG. I think that so far the if we could really summarize what's happened so far, it looks like the early setups for the side of Seattle Sloths are coming in, and they are maintaining these hills and this hill time and these spawns. And so great job for them for not only those early holds, but also
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing the LAG team really spend some serious time on as Wolfpack gets stuck right in the face with that Semtex there. We're going to see a rotation from Pharma here, hoping to lock down this next hillside. We've got some teammates in the vicinity, and it looks like they are going to be able to set up here with Seattle still kind of focusing on that last hill. We've got LAG setting up on next and able to lock down the start of this with a couple coming through that Godheady side. Able to take out one. We've got Seattle Sloths pushing onto hill. Snoop tries to throw a trophy, but there's one already down that takes his out. So unfortunately for them, it's going to kind of stay the same when it comes to that trophy system. It's not going to affect them too much, but we are seeing some trading back and forth and a lot of kills coming through on both sides here.
Yeah, and King Kuta with a huge 3 pieces lighting up the kill feed as he's trying to kind of They're now up 60 points, and this is the respawn we needed to see out of them in this hardpoint, right? They were blown out in the first hardpoint, now up 2 maps in the series. They are mounting a sizable lead here, 70 seconds of a lead as we rotate into this this next hill in this P5. And so, with that being said, also number 5 here in your map being a nuisance inside of LAG Muffin. He is the only one here so far on his team. Number 7 likely to be helping pretty soon. As like I said, that 3 players for the side of the of LAG are going down, and the early setup is going to be going the way of the Seattle Sloths.
Yeah, Seattle Sloths got a great hold here on bottom armory and able to hold this down for the most part. Muffin causing a little bit of chaos. Wolfpack able to get in. Muffin, unfortunately, team kills Wolfpack, and that allows Seattle Sloths to continue to maintain this bottom armory hill. As Psalm reloading here, hoping to reach out, able to get Muffin and continue to control this bottom armory. This is a great hold on the side of Seattle. They are showing that, you know what, we took that first hardpoint, and you know what, we didn't end up too well. But that's not indicative of who we are as players. We're going to turn it up. We're going to win the S&D. We're going to win the control, and we're going to put up a lot of points. More points than we put up in the original hardpoint in this one right now.
And after the first rotation of hills, we're seeing just points in Seattle Sloths over the side of LAG. Really, for me, the story there is every single player on the side of Seattle Sloths is positive by some margin, whereas LAG does have players that are negative. So if it's going to be anything, I mean, obviously the early rotations and holding of the but also getting those ever crucial kills as those floods for the retake come through. And as you say that, continuing to hold this midpoint as this time has cycled through, and we're getting into P2 here. It looks like the shift in control is going to for the time being is going to be going the way of LAG, and so now the lead within 90 points at this P2 side of spawns is actually in favor of the Seattle Sloths. However, it looks like players are going to be pushing up in this rotation for the retake. It looks like players are collapsing and pushing on, and yes, Seattle Sloths continue to maintain this early setup.
Yeah, Seattle Sloths making it look clinical. For any of you CDL fans, you know what I mean by saying clinical. But Seattle Sloths maintaining this hill in the Godheady. I saw him putting in some kills. Soup gets one as well. This Seattle Sloths team looks like an entirely different team than we saw in that original hardpoint. They are making the right rotation. They're getting the kills in transition. They're holding down the spawn points. They're holding down the hill at the same time. They're not missing a beat. They're on top of everything. We see King Kuta at 18-8. We see Psalm at 14-9. Pauly Beam 23-14, and Snoop 16 and 12. Everybody's positive by by multiple kills here. So we see Seattle Sloths really succeeding within this, but it's a heads-up play by LAG to recognize, you know what, we can give these extra seconds here, and we can rotate to next. Muffin able to pick up a big two-piece in the middle map, but Snoop still being that nuisance, really holding downhill, trying to pre-aim to get that in there, but Wolfpack Gaming able to slide on and put LAG back into this hard point.
And at this point, you know, to stay in here, LAG does have to play perfect COD. And honestly, it's the COD that we've seen coming out of Seattle Sloths this game with the rotations and the builds that they've been able to have. And so far, so good, right? But as players come in, there's Pharma is the only one still alive at this point, is forced to defend as players are coming off of this P2 side of hill. Temple and Wood and mid in this P1 push as it is kind of working in their favor as two players are taken up by Muff and a third by Wolfpack. You know, what's so difficult though is because they can still win off this map, you have to leave one at the point and get this early rotation for holds. You're not only forced to keep this scrap, but also get the early rotation for setup. And it looks like they're doing a good job of doing that. And if we could go to player number 5, who's locking down Dark, is crucial interaction here. Muffin is taken out as players fly into the hill. Trades are coming 3, number 4. Another key gets taken out as well. 2 is on the pinch. Number 7 takes him out. It looks like Seattle Sloths are still in this.
Talk about perfect COD from LAG. They are making the rotations they need to make. They got the key kills in rotation. They're holding down this hill. Like you mentioned, they're able to fend off those spawn points, and they're holding down this hill really, really well. We're seeing a coordinated push on the backside, but unable to come through. We need to see Seattle Sloths really through this and thinking, you know what, we got 15 seconds. We really need to set up for next hill. This hill is chalked. They've got 2 on it. We need to be rotating to the next. As you can see, number 1 Snoop down there is getting ready to jump on that hill. He's trying to figure out when the right time to jump in is. Snoop is going to take advantage of it. He's going to jump in and is hoping to get this in.
This is the gunfight of the entire game. Snoop needs to stay alive. Gets 2. Gets 3! Muffin gets the point though, and they have the better spawn. Snoop doing a huge job of keeping players off the hill, and manages to get a couple seconds in the process. Sloths, Muffin on a 5 streak. Players are flooding this point. They're going to be coming off this mid and trench side of rotate, but they spawn so far out with 35 seconds in the hill. It looks like they're going to try for one more push as a team, a 4 push likely through this trench side. If players start to jump down here, we will see that. Muffin has a huge gunfight here. He does manage to get his. Number 4 on your map is your last alive, and they are holding on to this point. And these floods, where was this in the beginning of this game? Right, rotate now if you are LAG.
You need to chalk it right now as Seattle. If you're Seattle, you need to chalk this now. You need 2 seconds on hill. You need to hold down this P1. We've seen the LAG side really pick a lot off here. Muffin, able to use 3. He's taking out 1. Able to take out 3.
A 10-kill streak. The contest comes in. Players are coming up spawn. There's one more rotation push. Wolf doing huge. Everyone flooding in the hill. A team kill, unfortunately, coming through the Muffin. And contest coming through the side of Muffin. 2 players on the hill. Unfortunately, oh my god.
Wow.
It should not have been that close.
Sloths. It absolutely should not have been that close. And I know it says LAG win, but that is a Seattle Sloths win. They were up at 178 to like 50. They had a massive lead that just led to a little bit of destruction there. Muffin coming in huge at the end there after